Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Picks. Today, I'm going to hook you guys up with one play in baseball. I'm going to show you the batter props that I'm going to be considering. And first, I wanted to just say, man, yesterday we had a perfect day. It was a 9-0 straight up winning day. So I'm going to show you guys those slips so you can see how good that was. Before I get started, I wanted to say that if you want the edge over the books, if you want to know, how the professionals are doing this, make sure you like and subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description for the free stuff. I'm going to be hooking you guys up with the batter props inside the free channel, so make sure you check out the link. Before I get into it, guys, I'm going to show the winner for yesterday's. I said that if you put a comment in the video that I posted yesterday, you would get a chance to win a free VIP, which is 1 week VIP for free. So this is the winner here. I did a random picker. I just clicked on the video. I did a random picker right there, you can see. And the winner was, what's his name? Sorry, it's hard to see that. EPS-T8R. He says, the guy knows his shit. If you're not following, you're missing out. That was his comment. So, hey, guys, if that's you, make sure you send me a text message. Let me know that you won the 1 week pass. And send me a screenshot that you're logged in, and I'll send you the 1 week pass for sure. Shrive Price is asking, did you enjoy the night out? Yeah, I was actually going to get into it, man. I almost got into I got into an argument. I almost got into a fight, but I was like, I'm not going to do this. It was this little kid trying to punk me out. But so it was a great day. I had free tickets to the White Sox game. And then this kid, as soon as I got there, this kid started trying to say, like, as soon as I pulled into the parking lot, he says, hey, man, he's like, go, you dumbass. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, this dude's working there. He's like, go, you dumbass. And I'm like, bro, like, if you would have signaled me, then I would have went. But you were just standing there. And he's like, go, you dumbass, again. And I'm like, bro, what the hell? So anyways, I go towards the end. I go to park, and I tell the guy, I'm like, hey, man, watch out with this guy, And yeah, I guess he saw me pointing. So then he runs over, tries to fight me. And I'm like, bro, I ain't going to fight you. I'm just like, don't want you to scratch my truck. And then some older guy comes over, and he's like, he's a 17-year-old kid. You better not hit him. I'm like, dude, I ain't trying to hit him. I ain't trying to fight. I'm like, I just don't want him to scratch my shit. So then I just like, you know what? I told my wife and kids, get back in the truck. And we took off and went to another lot. I did not let that ruin my day at all, but dumbass kids, man, sometimes. And the guy, I blame the guy, the older guy, the one that works there. And I'm like, dude, instead of him trying to calm the guy down, he's actually arguing with me not to hit the kid. I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to fight this kid. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it was a good day overall. As soon as we got there, before we even got there, I was looking at the score. And because of this, that I had to go to the other lot, I was late. And these dudes were up 3-0, the Tigers. So I was like, shit, that was good, because we had the Tigers yesterday. So they were winning before I even got there, and I was only late because of the situation. So anyways, overall, man, it was a great day. There was like 3 or 4 home runs. It was a good day. It sucked because I'm there. It sucks because I was there and I love the White Sox, but it's good because I was winning money. So there's no emotion in it. So I was just like, I was not clapping for the Tigers, but I was happy that they were winning, if that makes sense. A quick recap is going to be, we had a perfect day. Okay. So Tyler Fitzgerald for the Giants, they were, I think they won 1-0 or something like that. It was a very, very low scoring game. So he did not get an RBI. And then Xavier Edwards, this is the one that kind of was a little bit of a sweat. This is the only one that was a little bit of a sweat, but he ended up coming through for us. So that was a hit. Chorillo, he came through easily. Like I said, I had the Tigers -1. I said I was going to share that in the VIP, the way I was playing it, and I took it just like that, -1. I did tell you guys to go with this yesterday, but I didn't tell you exactly how I was playing it. So that was a pretty easy one. Then I started doing some more research recently about odds and being more professional and making more profit and stuff like that. So I'm like, you know what, man, I do all this research. I spend all this time coming up with this stuff. So might as well start trying to, double my money, or not even double, just get better odds on everything. So I put these together, a quick $10. Look at that, 17.20 payout. And some of these plays that I've shared, I'm putting up $50 to win 17. So now for me to put 10, to risk 10 to make 17 makes a lot more sense. This was actually a little bit of a sweat for the Brewers, but they came through. And then again, the Brewers, I took them straight up. You can see that was a plus 105, just like I mentioned yesterday. So that was decent, doubled my my investment. And then we had Elliot Ramos came through again 2 days in a row. I could not find anybody else to hit this dude up with like together. So I did the Tigers again, and he didn't end up playing this guy for the White Sox. So they just paid me out for one. Then we had Jackson Merrill, and again I did Jackson Churrillo. I think I already mentioned that, and then Jackson Merrill. So overall was 9-0. Okay, so if you guys followed that, I gave you guys a lot of those for free. Make sure, if you have not done so, make sure you hit the subscribe button, the like button. When you see this video, make sure you comment. Also, if you want these, I'm going to show you the players that I'm looking at. I'm not going to tell you exactly who I'm going with on the players because I have not done it. So I wanted to shoot this video, and I didn't want to delay it anymore. But I'm going to give you the one play in baseball, and then I'm going to show you the batters that I'm looking at. Then I'm going to filter them out, and I'll come back and throw them into the free channel. So the Cubs versus the Nationals. This is a little bit of a tricky one, but I'm going to tell you why it doesn't get tricky at the end, because it does start off looking a little bit weird, but then I'll tell you why I'm going with the team I'm going with. So Horton versus Williams right here, Cubs versus Nationals. So you can see this dude ERA. He has less stats over here: 2 wins, 0 losses, 3.98 ERA compared to Williams, 3 wins, 5 losses, 5.69 ERA. This dude has a lot more experience here this season. So then you go down. There's no indication here how good Washington is against Horton because he's only started twice, or he's only played twice. Then you got over here Chicago versus Williams. You can see a lot of these are not hitting that well. This guy has 0, 0, 200, and then you got some decent ones here, 200 or 2.0. So the OPS is very decent on some of these batters, but then a lot of them are not. There's not a lot of indications here for the pitching versus the batter as far as the Chicago versus Williams. And then some of them are kind of restricted here. You can see their averages are pretty low right here. So this is one thing I was already looking at, like, shit, this is not looking good. But then you look deeper into the data here. So, for example, I was looking at the last 10 games when they've gone head to head. You can see the Cubs are 8-2. So, and then just in general, the Cubs are 8-2 overall, and then you get the Nationals. They're 6-4. So the 6-4 Nationals are not bad, and they've been losing to teams like Arizona, Seattle. They've won against Seattle, and then they've lost to even teams like San Francisco. But that's not my point here. My point is, you come over here, there's a little bit of deeper research on the pitching. So overall, the pitching again is a little bit better for the Cubs, but there's less history. Now, this is where it becomes crazy because you go into the relief pitchers. So as soon as the main pitcher is out, because they're going to come to relieve him, he should not be doing more than 6-7 innings. So after that, the relievers, the Cubs outnumber this team dramatically. So the starting pitching is already decisive. It's already a big advantage for the Cubs. Then you come into the overall picture for the bullpen, and then it's also very strong. So the bullpen for the Cubs is 3.2, and the Nationals are 4.9. So that's a big 1.69 ERA difference for the bullpen. So again, the starting pitching is strong for the Cubs, but then the bullpen, when they come in and relieve them, the Cubs are even much stronger than the Nationals. This is the one where it was kind of like I almost got turned off of this. So you see the batting here for the Nationals, they're 4th in OPS, and the Cubs are 15th. So that's a big mismatch as far as the batting goes. Plus, there was not enough data to look at the batting for the Cubs versus the pitcher, or vice versa, whatever I just showed. Basically, what I'm trying to say is there was already contradictions, and I almost stayed away. And I was like, no, you know what? Let me look at this deeper, because the Cubs, the line moved from minus 130. I don't have that screenshot, but it moved from a minus 131 to like a minus 155 or something like that. And this is where it kind of got me back on track. I'm like, all right, let's look at the Nationals here. If you look at the Nationals here, they're 3-7, 30% in their last 10 games at home. So this type of stats right here that you see, this is called insights. I throw those inside the Discord. So if you go to the link in the description, check out the Discord. I give these sorts of stats every morning. But check this out. Nationals, 30% in the last 10 games at home. Okay. Projection is showing 74% for the Cubs to win. And again, I already showed this 8-2 for the last 10. And then this is the projection screen I usually show. You can see the Cubs. They're pretty standard. They're pretty even with the Nationals as far as the last 5 games, 4 out of 5. But then you look over here, 37-22. So the Cubs have a much, much better record. Also, the Nationals are 28-30. So they're a below 500 team. Overall, the projected score 5.6 versus a 4.8. So again, this is the 9-0 sweep alert. I sent this out this morning. If you guys want to check out I have 3 plays in baseball. I just gave you one of them. I'm going to tell you exactly how I played it. But if you want the rest of the other 3, the other 2, and then I'm looking at the Tigers. I'm waiting on the pitching for the Tigers. But if you guys want the 5-day pass, the link is in the description for that. All right, so this is the play. I was not going to show these slips anymore, but I'll just show them very quickly. So that's what I'm going with right there, guys. These are the batter props. Like I said, I have not taken the time to look through them. I did filter out some stuff already. But whenever I get this data, when it comes to me like this, it's already filtered out. So all I have to really do is just confirm these batters like I've done in other videos. I'm not going to do it right now. But I am looking at Paul Goldschmidt. Don't quote me on these because these are not finalized, but I'll give you the names so you can check them out yourself if you want. Finally, one last thing I'll say about the Cubs is that the contradiction for the OPS is outnumbered by the home record and the pitching. That's all I wanted to say there. All right, so we got Paul Goldschmidt from the Yankees to record 1 hit. Agustin Ramirez to record a hit. You could see this. I will tell you this. These are the hits in the last 10 games. So all of these have a minimum of 1 hit in the last 10 games. So at least 80% of the time. So you can see this guy right here is 80%. This guy is 80%. This guy is 90%. This is the one that hit for us yesterday, Xavier Edwards. He had 5 hits the game before that. So he's hitting at a 90%. This guy's hitting at an 80%. Kyle Tucker. So I'm not going to go in through all of them, but Jose Ramirez right there. I know it's hard to read. Elliot Ramos, he's been hitting for us. And then Jackson Merrill, he hit for us. So this guy hit for us yesterday. This guy hit for us yesterday. This guy hit for us yesterday. So 3 out of those 4 3 out of the 4 batters that I had yesterday are right back today. Again, I have not done the research as far as the deeper knowledge, meaning, like, for example, this guy has 5 at-bats and he's got 1 hit. So that's a low average compared to he's only at a .200 average. So I still have to run through those numbers, like I said. Okay, so don't quote me on those. And then the under RBIs, do not quote me on these either, because out of all these batters, I might just get 1 or 2, maybe 1, sometimes 3 to 4. It just depends on all the other criteria, like the batting, how good the team is doing, the over-under, like if the books think that the game is going to go on the over or the under. It just depends on what the books are saying too. And then I look at the team totals and all this other stuff that I've mentioned before. I'm not going to get into it now, but don't quote me on these. These are the under RBIs that I'm going to be looking at. And then, like I said, these are the 1 hits right here. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like this stuff, if you don't like it, if you're going to fade me, if you don't, whatever you're thinking. I'm waiting on the Tigers. As soon as they put up the picture, then I'll be able to determine if it's a good play or not. The Tigers beat the shit out of the White Sox 13-1 yesterday. I was there. I did leave early because it was boring. After a while, I was like, damn, these guys are just getting demolished. Anyways, guys, man, I appreciate you all. Make sure if you see in this video once it's posted, make sure you comment for your chance to win the 1-week VIP. Also, check out the link in the description. There's a 5-day, $5 day pass. So check us out for the VIP. I have 3 plays in there. I'm waiting on the Tigers, and then I'm going to throw in these batter props as well. On the batter props, I'm going to throw in for free. So if you're not subscribed, check out the free channel. I'm going to throw in the batter props for free when I'm done. All right, guys. Thanks a lot, man. Let's have a great day.